This is Mike Barr for VNS News, and I'm sitting here today with Matt Reichel, who has just won, I believe it's your first election. It's the first primary you've been in. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you said earlier you're a little tired after primary day, and you had a big fundraiser. How do you feel?
Well, yeah, I'm a bit fatigued, but I'm ready to push forward. Obviously, Election Day was a very long day, and anybody who's worked for a campaign going into an election day knows that you work 16, 17 hours, and then you have the election night party. And we had to get up the next morning and start our general election campaign, and we are working very aggressively, very ambitiously, and the first step is getting the funding in so as to buy the necessary material and to have the necessary momentum that it will take to really challenge the machine in this district.
Okay, and so you are the Green Party candidate in the 5th Congressional District, and this was Rahm Emanuel's district before he went to the White House.
That is correct.
Okay, and if someone wanted to find out more about you, how would they do that?
Well, you go to www.mattreichel.us, and of course that's R-E-I-C-H-E-L on the last name.
Okay, and you have a little slogan that you mentioned as "Go Green" or "Go Machine." Could you explain that a little bit?
Well, that's the choice the voters have on April 7th. You either continue with the lineage of this district, which has been Rostenkowski, Blagojevich, Emanuel, and now potentially Quigley, or you break from that. You penalize the Democrats for their corrupt ways here in the city of Chicago and elect a genuine progressive, somebody who's going to be a leader on the floor of the House, fighting against these wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, fighting for universal single-payer health care, and for good union green jobs for the American people at a time where we are trapped in recession and potentially depression.
So I guess you've just outlined 2 or 3 issues that are these your main issues for your campaign?
Yes. Stop the banker bailouts. Let's start bailing out the people. Cut off these wars in not only Iraq but also Afghanistan and Pakistan. And universal single-payer health care. Health care for all, Medicaid for all Americans.
Okay. And getting back to your campaign, I would imagine you're going to have an aggressive fundraising operation?
Yes, we are fundraising now. We need people to go to our website, again at mattreichel.us, contribute to this campaign. We are, again, going up against a machine, and we're not going to match them dollar for dollar, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't do the best possible to get these yard signs out in everybody's yard, to make public appearances, to be everywhere we can in the district as we campaign, and build a movement out of this to really challenge Quigley and the Democratic establishment in Chicago. So for now, in the next few days, our goal is $1,000 by the end of the week and $10,000 within the first couple weeks, so that we have $10,000 ready to go into those last 3 weeks of the election, so that we can plaster the district with yard signs.
So you won't be cutting off fundraising at $10,000, will you?
No. Again, that's the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
And that would be very ambitious for a Green candidate. Quite often the Green candidates for Congress do not surpass the $5,000 FEC minimum. You don't have to actually send in the paperwork if you haven't made $5,000 or spent $5,000. And we intend to pass that very quickly, within a week or week and a half, and get up to $10,000 within 2 weeks. This is a quick election period. We need people to act quickly, not only by giving, but by volunteering, going out there and canvassing for us, going out there and helping put in the yard signs and to work events. We're going to go out to bowling alleys, to Friday fish fries. It's the Lenten season. Let's go into these churches. Let's go out on the bingo nights. Let's get the people at the grassroots level and break out and not just have the progressives behind us, but let's get the broader community.
And why don't you give us a little bit of your background? I understand you grew up in the district that you're running in, and a little bit of your foreign experience as well.
Yeah, well, I was born actually up in Rogers Park, which is in the 9th District, but then spent my childhood between my parents' houses. My father was in Albany Park, right near Northeastern University, in the heart of the 5th District. And I went to college down at the University of Illinois in Urbana, and meanwhile was very active with Peace Action, the nation's largest peace and social justice organization, organizing resistance to the Iraq War and towards the abolition of nuclear weapons. And then I did my graduate studies in Paris for 3 years and returned in 2007, late 2007, in time to work on the Kucinich for President campaign. So I have a background working on political campaigns, working on issue-based campaigns, and experience living in another country, learning another culture, learning another language, learning how to communicate with a different people. Which I think is extraordinarily important for a congressman to have, and I think it's a shame that more people in Washington, D.C. do not know how the rest of the world functions.
And what was your graduate degree in?
International relations and diplomacy.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to add to our little interview here?
Well, I think that covers it. The most important thing is that we get every progressive in Chicago behind this campaign, going out canvassing, making phone calls for us, contributing money to the campaign, and helping us get these yard signs up. I'm a big fan of yard signs. That's why I keep emphasizing it, because I think it's the most cost-effective way to advertise. Let's get 2, 3, 4, 5,000 signs up on the north and northwest side of Chicago, and let me tell you, Quigley will start getting scared that we are going to take down the machine establishment in Chicago.
So what do you think realistically your chances are of winning?
Well, obviously it's a long shot candidacy. I mean, we're going up against an immensely powerful institution here in Chicago that has a great deal more money than we could ever dream of happening. But on the flip side, it's a progressive district, it's a progressive city, and people are increasingly disillusioned by the mainstream of the Democratic Party. Blagojevich is scheduled to be indicted just a few days before the general election, and this is going to work to our advantage. This could be a repeat of 1994, where Rostenkowski got indicted and then lost his re-election to a Republican in the same district. Maybe we'll see the same this year, and that's what we're working towards. Victory on April 7th.